y'all, so today I'm going to try out a variation of a recipe that I just tried for cinnamon crumble coffee cake. So I thought I would do a variation and try a pumpkin spice crumble coffee cake. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is I put a half a cup of granulated sweetener, this is what I use, Swerve, and 1 stick that equals to half a cup of softened butter. This is what I use. So I'm gonna mix that together. So after I get that mixed together, I'm going to mix in 2 eggs. I'm gonna mix them in one at a time. Okay, that's what it's gonna look like after you mix the sugar, butter, and eggs together. Won't focus, whatever. So to this, I'm gonna add 1 cup of sour cream. I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream. And I'm gonna add probably a half a cup of pumpkin, maybe 1 cup, we'll see. Okay, now that I have all my wet ingredients mixed together, that's what it's gonna look like. I'm going to use 1 cup of coconut flour, sorry. I'm gonna use a teaspoon of xanthan gum. I'm gonna use a teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and half a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. Okay, for the crumble, I have 1.5 cups of almond flour. This is what I use. I have half a cup of Swerve granulated sugar. I put 1/4 teaspoon of Himalayan pink salt. I put 1 tablespoon of cinnamon and 1.5 tablespoons of pumpkin pie spice, and I mix it together. Now I'm gonna mix in 1 stick, which is a half a cup of melted butter. I have a greased baking dish, so I'm gonna do 1 layer of the cake mix, and then 1 layer of the crumble, and then another layer of the cake mix, another layer of the crumble. So this is what it's gonna look like. I'm gonna bake it for 30 to 40 minutes until I stick a fork or a toothpick in it and it comes out plain. Okay, so this is what it looks like out of the oven. It's a little gooey, a little more gooey than I expected, but it tastes great. I already ate a piece. Now I'm gonna mix together some confectioner's Swerve, some vanilla flavoring, heavy whipping cream, and vanilla sweet drops to make a sauce to go over the top. So this is what it looks like when it's completely done. I just kept adding more heavy whipping cream to the mixture until it got to a consistency that I liked. I had to let it sit for a minute because it's pretty gooey when you first get it out of the oven. But it's delicious. I'll put the ingredients and the directions in the description